Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. I am a styling, skincare, hair care, self-care enthusiast. I don't have any training or anything. I just have people ask me questions sometimes about things, and so I decided to start a YouTube channel to share my thoughts. So today you might notice my hair looks a little bit more fabulous than usual. It's getting quite long, as you can see. The reason for that is because I actually was a hair model today. So somebody in one of my local Facebook groups, they were looking for models for updos as well as for balayage highlights, just to get more pictures or some pictures to further their business. So I decided to volunteer myself for that. So I refreshed my ginger yesterday and I did my eyebrows. The Godefroy is back to working. I think the problem before was I wasn't leaving it on long enough, so I left it on for like 6 or 7 minutes, and now it's like pretty dark. The lighting in here is not like it's much brighter in my mirror than it is in the iPad. You might be wondering, actually, well, you're not wondering because you've clicked on the title of the video, I'm sure. But you might be wondering why I'm back in my bathroom, which I haven't really done a video in my bathroom in a while. And there is a reason for that. So the hairstylist that I was the model for today, she she was combing through my hair and kind of like looking at different places, and she's like, so your hairdresser made a bit of a boo-boo the last time you got a haircut. And I was like, really? And she says that there's a bunch of layers that aren't like connected, and so this layer over here is just kind of on its own. Like, you can even see it when I pull it out. It's sort of like I grew out bangs and then it's not connected to anything. And then what she did is she picked up this back portion of my hair. This is a teasing comb, by the way. It's not even a real comb. I mean, it's a real comb, but it's not, so let's do this. And so she picked this up. I swear I can pick this up. This is telling you how this video is going to go, right? So she picked this up, and she's like, well, this top should be straight across. And it's not, because the layers are not even on both sides. And so she picked up this front part here, and I was like, oh, I always part my hair to the side. She goes, it doesn't matter. They should still be straight across. And look at that, it's not. So these layers are not the same length, like, at all. And so what I was going to try to do today is to blend in a little bit of this layer here into the rest of my hair, because that's sort of like a shelf right now, and to make these layers on the top of my head the same length. So I'm not taking any length off of my hair myself. I'm going to try to clean it up, because I don't like knowing that these mistakes are in my hair. It bothers me. So I want to fix it. And so what that's going to require is, picking up these top layers of hair and making sure that this, is even up here. Not like 100% even, because otherwise, like, this is going to be like, you see how far I'm directing this, right? So if I cut this like this, I'm not going to cut the front sections. They're going to be too long, and the back's going to be too short. So you have to kind of pick it up, right? So I'm going to try to make those sections even. And then I'm going to try to blend this in here. And what you have to do with that is you have to pick up the hair and kind of cut it this way, right? So that it's sort of an angle going down. Otherwise, you have the shelf in the layers, which is what I have right now. And so luckily, she said that this is hidden by the fact that I have so much hair. So I look at this. This is a lot of hair, right? So I get the feeling anything I do today, it's not going to look any different, right? I'm just trying to do the haircut on camera. So we'll see what happens. I really hope I don't screw this up, but we shall see, okay? So let's do this. I have watched a good amount of like Brad Mondo videos before. I'm not doing anything drastic at all. I'm not going to take off more than like ½ an inch anywhere. Well, maybe 3/4 inch. So hopefully that's going to help. Another thing that you're supposed to do is wet your hair. But because I was the hair model earlier today, like, look, this is so pretty. She curled my hair before she did the updos. And so this is just gonna stay in my hair, for like the rest of the week or whatever. I don't want to wet it, which is probably a mistake. But let's see how this goes, right? So let's do this top part first. So I'm gonna pick this up, and I'm gonna twist it. And actually, what I'm gonna do, well, let's do this. Alright, so got a hair clip clipping away the rest of my hair, right? So this is the whole front part of And so basically when you lift this up like that, again, very basically, these should be the same length from side to side. This is not the same. Look at this. Look how much difference this is. That's no good, right? So I'm going to take the back section first. Brad Mondo always talks about sectioning, right? And my hair is so thick, it's going to be hard to get through. So let's take this back section. Okay, put this to the side. Okay, so when you lift this up, it should be about straight at the top. Okay, definitely not, right? So make sure to lift this up. If you're going to do this yourself, if you think your haircut's screwed up or whatever, lift this up at, wait a minute. Did I missed a spot. It's in the, hang on, I have to fix this. So it's wrapped up in the wrappy thing, right? Yes, you have to make sure to lift your hair up as straight as you possibly can, because otherwise you're going to get the redirecting problems and you're going to make the problem worse, because if you redirect your hair and then cut it, it's like those wolf cuts. Like I was watching the wolf cut tutorial things. Oh, what the heck is happening here? I look like a dinosaur. All right. So the wolf cuts is where you redirect your hair all the way to the front here, and then people cut off the ponytail straight across. So if you redirect your hair like this and you put a ponytail here and you cut your hair right after the ponytail, so right here, oh look, your bangs are going to be this short. Yep. So you have to be careful not to redirect, okay? Because we're just trying to fix this and make this even. We're not trying to do anything drastic here, okay? So, pick a section. All right. We comb the section. Comb the section up. Okay. So all the hair is straight up. We've got this V right here. Actually, I'm not sure the V is bad, but I'm going to trim the V. I'm not going to trim this whole thing off. I think I'm just going to trim. This is hard to see. So I'm telling you guys, this is not. Watch, this is going to be like my most watched video ever because it's a fail. Okay. So I just trimmed straight across the V. Really, like, not much. Okay. So we're going to call this section done. And so now what you can do is you can take a little bit of what you just did and you can use it as a guide. So this is, you know, if this is what's done, then this is what I am measuring the rest of this front of my hair to. So put that section back. Okay. See, this is very complicated to do by yourself. This is why, like, even with long hair, you're not supposed to do this by yourself. Okay. So let's get this. Let's get this. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. Straight across. Okay. So we have a straight line here, and hopefully we're going to have a straight line up here. Okay, see, this is where it starts to get worse. See? See that long piece? We don't want that. Pretty sure we don't want that anyway. Okay. So I'm going to trim this long piece. All right. See? Very little bit of trimming. Really not getting a whole lot at all. Okay? So now, take the guideline again. By the way, I think I've told y'all, I don't have any training in this, right? I've watched a lot of haircut videos. I've cut people's hair before. If you just think about sort of shapes and where things should be, that will make it easier. And go slow. You can always cut more hair off. You cannot put the hair back on, right? Okay, so see this little point? We don't want that. Go back here. Okay. Combing it out. You know I don't edit, so this is probably just gonna be what it is. Okay, look at this. Even with the redirecting, look. No good. That is way longer than it's supposed to be. All right, so, hang on. I'm making some great faces in this, aren't I? Up. Okay, cutting off little tail, right? little snips. Little snips to fix. Okay. Get the guide. Get the front piece. Front piece. Make sure this is a straight line. Is that a straight line? I don't think so. Okay. Straight line. I can see. This is fine. Okay. Straight line. I make sure I get hair from both sides, right? So it's even here. I know really clearly my part is here, but I want like this is the full center of my head type of thing. Right. So these layers are getting a little shorter. So now this should be easier. Ha! Look at this. Stick it out. No. Great. Almost done. Well, almost done with this part. Okay. So, pull this back. Flip the guide. Okay. Pull this straight up. Okay. So I think this might be the end of the screw up, maybe. Cutting off a little bit there. Okay. Because she did say it was mostly the back, I think. That's what she said. Okay. See, those little points look pretty much even. All right. Maybe we fix it. All right. So clearly, that's not going to do like a whole lot to the haircut, right? So now let's do the other thing. So now I'm going to take this section here. Take our clippy. I can't remember if I mentioned this. I got this clip in Florida. There's a store in somewhere. It's called The Best of Everything. And this hair clip was a lot more expensive than I expected it to be, but it's very, very cute and I like it a lot. So these layers here are supposed to be connected, right? So this looks a little not connected. So if it's not connected, it's going to look like you have shelves, right? So I'm going to cut just this little bit to blend it together. Blendy, right? Blend it together. Okay. And so then that's how you kind of blend your layers through the rest of your hair. You pick up a section that's vertical, like this. Comb it out. Not connected. So, and I'm just doing a very, very slight layer. I'm not again, not doing anything crazy. I don't want to screw it up. Actually, well, that looks better, doesn't it? I'm just gonna cut a smidge. A little smidge. Okay. Now it's better blended. Because this, I just cut a smidge before, right? I just cut like half an inch before. Take a section in the back, pull it out straight. Okay. All right. Not blended. I'm not cutting much at all. I just, the other thing is like, you watch enough haircut videos and you're just like, I just want to cut my hair. I just want to cut something. And so that's also kind of what happened this weekend. All right. Come on. Okay. Short, too long. See, it's hard for me to do this because I'm a lefty and I'm working on the right side of my head. So it does make it a wee bit harder. All right. So I think that blending, I think that's done. I think. right? I told you, this is not gonna look that different unless I royally screw it up, right? So there's that. So let's pick this up. Oh dear. Just to check. Although I guess, I mean, it is gonna do that, isn't it? Okay. Picking it up. Ow. Frickin' teasing comb. Well, the woman also, the hairdresser that I went to today for the styling, to be the model, she teased my hair in the back here because she did a braided thing, and teased my crown, so that could also be it. Okay. This looks better, maybe? All right. Again, you can always cut more. Really hard to cut less, right? And I have heard that extensions are really a pain, and they're not super fun to have in, right? That's what I've heard. So now what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to take sections on this side and see how well they blend. So this, like, it's not surprising that this doesn't blend, right? Because this sort of looks like I grew out some bangs, and that was kind of the look that I wanted. If I wanted to blend some of that in, then I guess I could, but I don't want to. I don't want to cut these pieces. I kind of like this, like, I wouldn't call it a shelf, but it's shelfy. It's a little shelfy, right? So I want to keep this the way it is. I'm not touching that. All right. So now let's take the back. Okay. See, another thing with this is the woman that I met with today, the stylist, she's nice. She was very lovely. But, you know, her haircuts are $75. And I right now am doing a no spend month, which is like, I don't no spend on literally everything. Like, that's, you can't live. But like, I'm not getting any new hair products or skincare products or clothes, or like, I'm sticking to my eating out once a week for lunch and once a week for dinner. I'm gonna try to stick to that. So the idea of getting a $75 haircut, especially when, like, you know, I'm sitting there being a model for her, and it's still like for free, and it's still $75 for a haircut. I don't know, I just didn't want to do it today. So there's that. All right, so we're gonna start in the back and sort of look at what's happening here. All right. So I realize this is curled. So this isn't inside here. This is in here, this longest piece. So I don't think I should be cutting that. So this looks pretty good to me. The gradation from the long to the short, I think that's okay. The back, right? So now I'm gonna throw this back here. Because she pointed out in my haircut, like, where it got screwed up, basically. So it's here in the front anyway. So let's do this. Right? Okay. And she said, you know, because, I think I mentioned this, because I have so much hair, it's difficult to see anyway. So she, you know, she wasn't exactly worried about it. All right. So just did a little blendy right here, right? Shorter to longer. Not touching my length at all. All right, so this is the last piece before the front piece. See what this looks like, right? Shelf business, okay. All right, come on. Okay. It's just, it's too deep of a curve, too steep of a gradation. See, I thought this would be easier on the left side of my face. It's not. Because you're cutting your own hair. Not easy. Okay. So that's a little bit more blended. No longer so shelfy. So now the last thing I want to do is make sure that this part that's shelfy looks good with this part that's blended. Which you're going to say, I don't see any gosh darn difference between those parts of your hair. I know. I just want it to look the way I want it to look, and I'm not 100% sure what that means at this juncture. Okay, so I think this is the top layer, right? Let's see, let's kind of go in the middle. Let's go here. All right. Man, I have a lot of knots in my hair today. What's up with that? Maybe it's just because I'm using a teasing comb. Okay, so once again, Got this short piece up here, and then it gets longer. So I think I'm just gonna blend this a little bit. I'm cutting my hair into my trash can, by the way. This hairstylist told me some other interesting things. So when she was doing my hair and like doing the updo, she snipped like 2 hairs off like the end of one of the curls, because she's like, your layers are cut for the haircut, your layers aren't always cut for an updo. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I've never thought of that before. So that was interesting. Okay, so this to me, even though I didn't cut that much, it looks less shelfy to me. It looks more blended. Am I insane? Am I imagining things? It's definitely possible, but it looks more blended to me. So yeah, the other thing she told me, by the way, is so I just refreshed my ginger yesterday, and I do use a permanent color to do that, because it's just the color I like the most, and I've just been using the same one for so long. I don't want to mess with it. And she said, you know, the bottom of my hair is sort of a different color than the top of my hair, which I think is actually something that happens like to everyone's hair, regardless of whether they color it or not. That's why highlights look so good, like on the that's why it looks almost natural. But she said what I could do is, if I wanted to, get a demi-permanent gloss to go on top of my hair from like here down, and then that would bring out the vibrancy again in the rest of the color. I think I've actually done that before with the pull through, and I didn't really like it, but I didn't want to refute her when I was just like sitting there, so I didn't. Okay. So, well, okay, maybe I'll blend this in a little bit. I'm gonna blend it a little bit. Okay. How have I babbled on for 22 minutes? How did that happen? Okay. So now I want to make sure I get this line back here. All right, so this is quite the drop off, as you can see. All right, so now just a little blendy. Let's pick this up. See, another problem with these hair cutting videos is people never know when to stop cutting. So I am not going to be that person. I'm going to try not to be that person. I'm going to know when to start cutting, although now I'm like twisting my hair, which might not be the best idea. Okay, I'm stopping cutting. Put the scissors down, stop cutting. Okay, that looks better blended to me. I think it was better blended. Okay, so anyway, that's my saga of cutting my own hair. The last time I cut my own hair was about a year ago, and I was just trying to cut like the bottom layer off, and I forget how much hair I have, and how difficult it is for me to like cut the entirety of the thing by myself. And I ended up completely botching it, and I had to go get it fixed, and I was very sad. So I really didn't want to touch the length on myself. I can cut it for other people, that's totally fine. But I mean, like, to me it kind of looks like the shelf is gone. Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. I could probably blend this more here, have less shelf, right? But I feel better. I feel better about myself, right? Let's just do one more check, right? So this section here should be more or less straight up, same length. When you pull it straight up. All right, pulling it straight up, not over directing. Okay, that looks better. It's blunter, and it's not perfect, but it's better. I did it. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into my raving lunacy. I will have another video again shortly. Maybe I'll do a video on my no spend month and sort of what that's about, because that's always good. That's, I think, self-care, you know, being good with, well, as good as you can be with money. I think that's a form of self-care. And thanks so much for tuning in. I hope everybody enjoyed the holiday weekend if you're in the United States, and have a great rest of your day.